Today I want to show you a few features in Google Classroom. We're taking a look at the stream on your Google Classroom, and one nice feature that I like on the stream is something called quick links. Quick links are something that is going to be static. It will stay on the stream for as long as you want. So if you want something that students are going to be revisiting frequently, make it a quick link. I currently have our ABCs of AI guide that shows students the expectations as it relates to AI. That's a great thing to put on your quick link. It's so easy to do. You just click the plus button, add a link, you give it a title, and you just paste the link in there, add it, and then that's going to remain here on your stream. So try quick links for those websites you want students to be hitting frequently. Now I want to show you some things that are new in creating classwork. So I'm going to go ahead and click the classwork button. So let's go ahead and create an assignment. This is going to be American Revolution. Oh, wow, let's spell probably. And I have some instructions here to answer this question in paragraph form. Pretty simple. And here's the question. Why did some colonists remain loyal to Great Britain while others became patriots? I'm creating this on the fly. There's a lot of variety of ways I might push this particular assignment out, but this is a really quick way to do it. I have my question there. And now what I wanted to show you is some of the tools that you have over here on the right. So I love the fact that we can now create a rubric. Whether you have one already, you can just add it, but the new feature here allows you to create a rubric on the fly. So you can convert from an existing file, you can generate a new one using AI, or you can create one, and this will just go walk you through the steps, or reuse something that you already have. Let's generate one that's new. You can see that it populates already the question that I have put as my assignment. I'm going to choose a grade level. You can create the performance band. I'm going to make it on a 4-point band, so 4 performance levels, and then describe the skill or knowledge you want to see demonstrated in this question. So I want to look for a thesis statement and 3 support sentences and a conclusion. Now you could go add much more, but this is just for demonstration purposes. Generate criteria, and it starts to build this rubric for me. So you can edit in this window, but I like to see what it's going to create. So I click Generate Rubric. And now I have a clear thesis statement. You could add more criterion here, a description. You can edit all of these by clicking in here. It's all editable. You could change these levels around, but pretty good. It captured everything I wanted. So I have my thesis statement, my support sentence. Oh, it's going to take a look at all 3 of them. And then a strong conclusion, a paragraph structure. And if you don't like any of these, you can reiterate, try again, or you can go over to the 3-dot button here and either move them up, move them down, completely delete the criterion to get exactly what you want. And once you think that you've got it the way you want, go ahead and click Save. And now that criterion is built into here. And what I really like about it, I'll show you in just a minute, is that when students get this assignment, they get to see that rubric directly attached to the assignment. We have a lot of the similar things are still here, your due date, your topic. I'm not going to put those in just for now. And then I wanted to show you here. So there's a button here that says check plagiarism originality. If you check this in the creation of the assignment, then this allows students the opportunity to check their work before turning it in to see whether it's going to be flagged for inappropriate use of copying and pasting, basically cheating or using plagiarism without citations. So you can check that in the process here. Remember, if you do, that's going to give students the opportunity to check their work. You can also leave it untoggled off. And then as a teacher, when you grade the assignment, you can turn it on and check for plagiarism. So just the reminder is that when you click it in the creation of your assignment, you are giving students an opportunity. I think they have 3 chances to take a look at their work, revise it, and turn it back in. Unsubmit, resubmit after revising. Checking to see if the Google Classroom is identifying that the student has used AI or technology inappropriately. Back in my demo class, but now I'm viewing this as a student. You can see that I have my quick links here, so I can revisit my AI guidance documents to make sure that I'm using AI appropriately. And then I see that I have a new assignment. So I'm going to go ahead and click that. And what I was showing you before, or telling you before, and what I really like is that now as a student view, I'm seeing the question asked, I see the point value, and I see the rubric. So all of the things that my teacher is looking for are laid out for me here, so I know what I'm striving to achieve. And if you click the downward caret arrow, you get the full view of your rubric. Remember, now you could have simplified that in the creation of the rubric. So now I want to go ahead and complete this assignment. So I am going to add or create as a student, and I'm just going to make a new Google Doc, and I'll tell you how I came up with this. So as a doc is being created, I went ahead and went over to Gemini, and I asked it to answer this question for me as if I was a 5th grader. That was my prompt. And I'm going to paste that in there. There it is. And just to throw the teacher off, I'm going to give it a funky looking font. Students like to do that. I'm going to change the size a little bit. I put my name on it. And then I'm going to go ahead and turn that in. So I go ahead and click turn in. Set up our assignment. We toggled on originality report, which enables students now to check their work. To see if it is going to be flagged for using AI inappropriately or technology inappropriately. So you can see that my work is sitting here. I haven't assigned it yet. A student can assign and then or turn in and unsubmit, and then they have the opportunity to run these originality reports. So I'm going to run it. It explains what this is going to do. It says I have 3 originality reports to run. Reports show matches between text in each of your attached Google Doc files and text on the web. And these reports are visible only to you. And when you submit your assignment, a new report will be created for your teacher on what you turn in. So if you do not want your students to have this tool or this opportunity, leave it toggled off in the creation of your assignment. All right, so I'm going to now run it as a student, and let's see what comes up. So it says that there are no matches found. So when I click this, there's no matches found. And that's a problem because I clearly just copied and pasted off of Gemini. So this brings up a much bigger question. I'm going to pause. I'm going to speak about it, and I'm going to show you another tool that can be used if you still are having doubts about whether your student has created this assignment on their own. So we'll take a pause. Let's talk about it, and then we'll get back to work. The big discussion. How do we prevent or at least mitigate students using AI inappropriately? I just showed you using the originality report feature in Google Classroom is going to be hit and miss. We truly missed. So what does it take? Number one, I think it takes a philosophy and a discussion with your students. Like, we need to clearly define what the expectations are on an assignment. Can a student use AI? Can they not? And if they're using AI, what can it be used for? Which platforms will be used? And how much AI can they use? We have a tool that can help with that. I'm going to show you. It's called the AI Trust You extension. Pretty easy to apply in the classroom, and at least to begin that conversation. Is it going to stop the cheating? No, but it is definitely a step in the right direction. The second thing we need to do is we just need to change the culture. So we need to make sure that students understand that they're coming to school to learn, and that it's important that they learn how to write. And if they are not turning in original, authentic work, then we have no idea where they're at, and we can't help them. So the message to students is, hey, I don't care what the internet says. I don't care what any textbook says. I want to know what you say, where you're at, so I can meet you there, and then we can grow in this journey of writing together. I don't expect perfection, but man, I do expect growth, and I can't help you if you're copying and pasting work from the internet. And I know, I've been teaching a long time. I can tell the difference of a student's writing and what comes on AI. So let's learn and grow to be writers together. That's the message. The other thing we saw here is that these AI checkers are flawed. They're not always going to work. So we can't accuse students of cheating unless we've had a discussion with them. So when we do expect or suspect that something has been done unethically, then we need to pause our instruction, or at least pause for a moment and talk to that student and just guide them. I mean, that's what we do, right? We want students to learn, and part of that learning is how to use the tools properly. Easier said than done. I know, man. I know what you're up against, but I want to provide you not only some philosophy, but some tools that can assist with this. So that's my message on that. I want to show you now the AI extension tool, and then I want to show you another tool that we can use to inspect writing. Let's take a look at how we can explicitly tell students about how they are or how they are not to use AI in the creation of their work. So we're looking at the instructions for the writing prompt I just showed you about why did some colonists stay loyal to Great Britain while others became patriots. It explains to students how to structure the paragraph. It has a grading checklist. Of course, we have the rubric attached, but this is just a general overview for them. But it doesn't say anything about AI use. So as a student, man, they're probably going to want to use it. So as a teacher, we need to discuss that part with them. Or we can use this tool and explicitly place it right here in the document. It's easy to find. All teachers have it. Just go up to your extension menu and click AI Trust You. And we're going to build an AI trust and truth statement, a truth and trust statement. And you'll see that it just layers on top of there. It's going to tell you or ask you whether you're a student or teacher. You are a teacher. We'll click next. May they use AI in this assignment? Let's just say that for this assignment they can. So I'm going to click yes. We're going to select which platforms they can use. For this particular assignment, I only want them using Gemini. And I'm going to click next. And then how much of this can they use? I want them just to use, I just want an assist. So I'm going to drag that toggle to about the 20%. I'm going to click next. And this is the part that I think that has the most power. How can they use it? I want them only to be using this for research. That's it. I don't want them using it to generate ideas. I don't want any of this. For this particular assignment, only for research. And then I click generate the trust and truth statement. So it says that AI can be used for about 20% of the assignment. They can only use Gemini, and they're only to use it for research. And then I just either copy that to my clipboard, or I can paste it directly into my instructional document. And that's what I'm going to do. So underneath, you see that right underneath are expectations. This could be a syllabus, that could be assignments for a project. I would love to see this be the standard, that students just always get used to seeing what the AI trust and truth statement is, so they know if they're being able to use AI or not. And then this is what goes out to students. You obviously talk to them about it and show them, but I think this is a good way to start that discussion. And remember that for students, they will also have this opportunity to be transparent about their AI use. I will show you how that works next. Now, the student view. I have written my response to the American Revolution question. If you've been following this video all along, I did not write this. I actually copied and pasted it from Gemini. But now a student is going to provide their trust and truth statement. I'm moving the cursor down to the bottom so that I can embed that trust and truth statement there. But just like the teacher, very simply, students can access the AI Trust You extension by going up to their extensions, clicking on AI Trust You, and they're going to build their truth and trust statement. Obviously, they're going to toggle in as a student. Did they use AI? I'm going to be honest, I did. And I have to take a look at these first. So it's Student AI Guidance Usage Guidelines. It says, please review and acknowledge the following statements. I have reviewed and edited all my AI-generated content. I am able to explain and justify the content. I have not used AI tools to intentionally misrepresent knowledge or plagiarize. Okay, I understand the guidelines. I click next. So this is reinforcing those rules, those expectations that we have in the class. I will select Gemini because that's all I use. I'll click next. And now I have a moral dilemma as a student. Am I gonna be honest about this? Like, I used AI, and I know that the teacher expectation was 20%, but man, it was actually 100% AI. But I'm gonna do what most students will do, and I'm gonna stick it right here. I'll click next. I use it for generating ideas, and then I'm gonna generate that trust and truth statement. Nope, I'm not gonna do that because that's not what the teacher wanted. I use it for research. I'm gonna click that. So students now, it says, thanks for being honest. So we're reinforcing honesty, that great quality trait, and transparency, another great quality trait. And then we're going to paste that into the Google Doc. Now again, did this stop the cheating? No. Did it mitigate it? No. Did it make a student pause and think? I would say yes. And when this assignment is submitted, this is the Exhibit A that you will use if you suspect that there was inappropriate use of AI to drive the discussion. So the student wrote 40%. Now, they have to justify that. How did you come up with 40%? Because what I see here, Mr. Lanes, is that some of these words are pretty big. And some of this writing is something that I've never seen from you. So how do you explain that? So this is the prop or the exhibit that will help us to have a discussion, a conversation before we're actually making an accusation. Okay, it was a while ago that I promised I'd show you that there is another tool to inspect writing. So we're going to go back. We're going to take a look at Mr. Lane's copied and pasted response, and we're going to try another inspect writing tool to see if we get a better result. Back as a teacher, we're taking a look at our student's work. This is Mr. Lane's and his copy and pasted response to the question about the American Revolution. We're now going to try Brisk and its inspection tool. Brisk, remember, is an extension. You'll know you have it activated or pinned when it shows up on a Google Doc, on a website, or even on a YouTube video or slide deck. And you can move it around if it gets lost here down at the bottom, and just go ahead and click it. And they've changed the interface, so it looks a little bit nicer now. We're going to click Inspect Writing. And what it does is it goes through and it identifies the major pasting events. So it shows that there was a big pasting event, and I can actually show that in video form. So all that yellow text was pasted in to create this document. And then the only other edits were made by putting my name on there, changing the font, and then adding my AI trust and truth statement. So the edits are kind of accurate, and I spent 2 minutes. Now, one thing that I like in the AI inspection tool in Brisk is this inspection tool. So up in the top right, you'll find a magnifying glass. And if you click that, it's going to give you a visual representation of whether AI was used or not. And this is really powerful for students to see. And Brisk is identifying that this is most likely written by AI. So, although it wasn't caught by our originality report in Google Classroom, we do have another tool that can confirm your suspicions. You can take that. I like to take a screenshot of that. We'll run it again just to show you. So it's Inspect Writing, gives you the video overview of what was happening. Click the magnifying glass, and then that gives you this visual. I like to take a screenshot of that, and then I like to put it like right on a student's work. So that might lead them to come to you to ask for some clarification or for a further discussion. But I think it's important for students to know that we know, right? Not only do we have the instinct, but we always have the tools to identify. So again, we start with a conversation, and then from there, we hope that our students start to get the message and to use AI for what it's truly intended to be used for on every particular assignment. I realized that I began this video as a Google Classroom features video, and it morphed into AI inspection and plagiarism. But I think all of that stuff is connected. It's all related. I'll try to break this up in a transcript so that people know that you could skip around in this video. But I want to get back now to some Google Classroom features. So if you're still with me, thank you. But let's get into a couple of things that you might want to try this year with Google Class. All right, we're back. Teacher view again. We're going to take a look at student work, and you can see that there's been one that was graded. So I want to show you the grading process and some new features that I really like. So if I open up Mr. Lane's assignment, that's the one that I've already gone through and graded. You can see that the rubric is placed right here on the right panel. So it's easy for me to toggle and give them the credit that they deserve for each bit of criterion on my rubric. So I can look at the document and provide that justification for the score all in one screen. I really like that. So for efficiency in grading, and I just feel like students deserve the right to know what's behind the score, and a rubric provides that. As we scroll down, you can see that I left a private video comment. Yes, video. So students, you can quickly record for them some video feedback, some motivation, some inspiration. And for me, like breaking that up every once in a while is a nice little mental break from grading. Just every once in a while, throw in a little video. You can also write private comments. AI can help you write comments. You can record audio comments. Again, the record video is right here. And then the last one is really a valuable tool as well, where you can record the screen. So you can be talking about what you're seeing on the screen and pointing things out, underlining, highlighting, to really pinpoint the feedback that you're providing for your students. So we just click return, and that goes back to the students. But I think by providing this meaningful, timely, sticky, rubric-based feedback, that we're going to get some better writers. It takes some patience, it takes some guidance, but it can be done. All right, that's the conclusion of the video. It's finally over. You made it. I hope you got something out of it. I know I did. See you next time.